In an alternate dystopian New York City, during the latter part of the 21st century, a visibly sedated woman, Jill Bloscop, is lining up with other genetically altered humans and aliens as they get checked by doctors in protective suits. Suddenly, she attempts to break off formation and escape her captors, only to be restrained with a metal cuff in her mouth by a guardsman. Defeated, she looks over the window as the aircraft flies away to an undisclosed location. Elsewhere, a mysterious pyramid appears, floating high above the city. Inside the structure are the Egyptian gods, Anubis and Bast, who watch as another god, the rebellious Horus, awakens from slumber. They give him precisely 7 days to see mankind, which he had helped create eons ago, before being stripped of his immortality and eliminated for insubordination. Horus sees green hourglasses surround him as he is told to reincarnate in a new body to spare himself from death. The falcon-headed god phases through the walls and sees military aircraft hovering in the area. Without hesitation, he uses his telekinetic powers to make them collide and explode. He then leaps off the pyramid and transforms into a falcon to fly away. Meanwhile, Jill is kept in a waiting area inside a well-known corrupt eugenics company. As she tears up, she is seen by Dr. Elmer Turner, a scientist specializing in bioengineering and pharmaceuticals. Taking a liking to her, she asks permission from her department head husband, Jack Turner, to take her with her. He agrees, stipulating that she makes a detailed record of every analysis she performs on Jill. Though refusing to speak, the young woman agrees to be taken to the doctor's clinic in the city. Shortly after, news about the pyramid continually gains attention, sparking debate among citizens on its true purpose. During a televised interview discussing the upcoming New York City, an opposing panelist argues about the intrusion zone in Central Park being a gateway to parallel worlds and that outgoing candidate Senator Allgood is declaring a medical dictatorship using the eugenics company by conducting unethical experimentations on humans and aliens. The senator angrily watches the interview, outraged by the accusations. He then focuses his attention on the string of recent murders happening on the streets, a case assigned to the unhinged Inspector Fripp. The senator's colleague, Lily Leong, is doubtful he can catch the killer, believing he has psychotic tendencies after his encounter with the Dayak. Still, she and Senator Allgood are assured he is politically neutral and can set aside his grievances to solve the case. Later, at another crime scene at night, Inspector Fripp arrives and is informed of a fifth dead body that exploded from the inside. A witness is taken into police custody and escorted on a flying cruiser, though he is visibly worried at the policeman helming the wheel because of his odd demeanor. Shortly after takeoff, the cruiser flies erratically before crashing on the ground. The witness, covered in blood and possessed by Horus, comes out of the vehicle and enters a nearby pub to confront the bartender about his condition, deducing that he can only merge with pure bodies. He proudly reveals he is wholly engineered with robotic parts, disappointing Horus as he walks outside to fly out of the witness's body. Later, Fripp is informed by his colleague about the death of both the police escort and the hobo witness as he tries to eliminate the Dayaks as possible suspects. Meanwhile, Dr. Turner busies herself with another client needing nanosurgical repairs after a botched surgery. Afterward, she turns her attention to Jill to try and understand her memory loss. She believes she is drugging herself on purpose to forget her past. Upon checking her physiology, Dr. Turner reveals that her body cells are no less than 3 months old despite developing as a fully grown adult female. She explains further about her unique genetic makeup as she peels the skin off her head, similar to animals. Astounded by her discovery, she convinces Jill to become her guinea pig for subsequent tests in exchange for housing and sustenance in the Western Hysteria district. Later, she reunites on a rooftop with a centuries-old friend, John, wrapped in black. He tells her that the Earth's atmosphere can no longer sustain him further, and he is close to dying, so she must accept help from Dr. Turner to survive without him. Else, atop the Globus cryogenics facility, the New York Police Department is alerted, scanning the area while discovering one of the capsules is empty. Just then, agents from the eugenics company fatally shoot them before recovering the frozen bodies, save for one at the edge of the bridge. Later, Horace flies over the area to lift the body away from the police unit and Inspector Fripp, who recover the severed leg. Senator Allgood arrives, distressed by the incident, believing it is political sabotage. Fripp deduces this may not have been the work of a serial killer but a group connected with eugenics. Atop the bridge, the frozen body awakens and recites a chant as Horace lifts him away to safety inside the subway. He then transforms into his godly self and splits a piece of the train track with his laser vision. He checks in on the man, revealed to be inmate Alcide Nekopo, yet to be released in 2096, and gives him a second chance to live again, as he must serve him from now on. To earn his loyalty, he builds a metallic leg and attaches it to his severed limb. He explains that he will need a perfect human body to merge with, believing he is compatible. Nekopo initially feels strange, though he accepts that he has been freed from death and succumbs to Horace's fusion with his body. He then walks out of the subway energized and renewed, with Horace allowing him some autonomy while using his body as a shelter. Meanwhile, Jill walks inside the Western Astoria Hotel with supplies and hands in a housing pass to the concierge, who is more than happy to welcome her after a recommendation from Dr. Turner. She enters room 12 on the 39th floor and happily settles inside with all the amenities she had been deprived of, including a bed and toiletries. Upon looking at the mirror, she sees a distorted view of herself due to her impaired vision, prompting her to take blue pills as medication. Later, she undergoes self-tests on her anatomy, including body temperature and facial structure. While undergoing a food test, she watches a news clip about Senator Allgood's attempt to contact the inhabitants of the pyramid with his Zeppelin, followed by a news story about the Central Park intrusions. Elsewhere, Nekopo runs away from a department store he attempted to steal from. As he runs away from the security personnel shooting at him, he reluctantly jumps off the railing to grab the ladder. However, he drops down, prompting Horace to transform and give him wings to fly. At the pyramid, Anubis and Bast pass the time by playing various games, including cards, while they wait for Horace to finish his mission. Elsewhere, Senator Allgood is furious with Nekopo's recent appearance in public. During his conversation with Lily, it is revealed Nekopo is a former political rebel who has evidence about the corrupt legacy of Allgood's father, which includes private under-the-table financial investments and illegal experiments. Lily takes the senator to the research facility to provide a solution, activating a Hunter prototype Dayak created by Jack Turner to kill Nekopo. Meanwhile, Horace engages with Nekopo at the local bar, revealing his true intentions of locating Jill to produce offspring through her, implying she has the ability to procreate with gods. Simultaneously, Dr. Turner inspects Jill's physiology further in her lab. Through a test, she has determined that despite her human-like appearance, she has developed unexplainable paranormal abilities like reading minds. She has also gained an appetite of a human being, though she only eats twice a week. Later, she visits the local bar where Nekopo and Horace are drinking. The pair watch as she walks toward the upper hallway and into a secret room. Once inside, she wears a protective suit while calling out for John, floating in space. He reveals himself to be the individual responsible for Jill's intrusion on Earth and the medication supplier that stops her from reliving her memories. Since her human metamorphosis is almost complete, she will lose all the memories of her former life as she makes the planet a permanent home. Afraid of her new life, she wants John to stay, but he is close to reaching the void of his end in the universe. After their conversation, Jill sits at the bar to grab a couple of drinks even though she cannot get intoxicated. Nekopo uses this opportunity to sit beside her and flirt. Allgood's spy, Huxley, who is tasked to surveil Nekopo, monitors their awkward conversation. When Jill refuses to accept his advances, Horace takes over and coerces her to take him to the Western Astoria Hotel. Feeling unusual, she follows his plan without question as the pair drive away. Though Huxley intends to track their vehicle, he is surprised to see the Dayak hunter inside his car, demanding he relinquishes the black box inside his brain. When he fights back, the alien stabs him in the head and forcibly retrieves it, revealing the footage of Nekopo. Later, the pair park outside the second floor of the hotel. Jill tells him the hotel is fully booked, but Horace reveals he will. When she evades his kiss, Horace pins her down, tightening his grip on her arms so she cannot break free. He then removes Nekopo's shirt and pants and uses his body to have sex with Jill, feeling aroused by the experience. As the pair sleep, Horace departs from Nekopo's body, feeling satisfied with his quest. The following morning, Jill awakens, visibly bewildered by what happened the other night. As she dresses up, she sees black bird feathers on the bed next to her. Suddenly, a hotel employee knocks on her door and demands to see her pass for a routine inspection. While asking her questions, he surveys the room for other occupants and oddities, only to find the blackbird feathers. Oddly enough, he is baffled not to see a bathroom in her suite, but she reasons out she will not need one, intending never to wash again. As he forces the employee out, the room changes, revealing the bathroom door, which was transformed into a wall earlier. She enters the bathroom and becomes furious upon seeing Nekopo soaking in her bathtub. Grabbing a gun, she interrogates him as he calmly explains they met the other night at the bar and reveals their sexual intercourse, though Horace bars him from speaking more about it. Creeped out, she leaves abruptly to tell Dr. Turner about her experience. Nekopo snaps back into existence and castigates Horace for his actions. Meanwhile, Inspector Freeb recovers the body of Huxley to extract the memories in his subconscious. His partner looks into the monitor as the results are displayed and discover that a Dyak killed him. However, Freeb explains it is a replica of an extinct species, likely humanized to follow the orders of the eugenics company. Returning to the apartment, Nekopo argues with Horace about committing sexually abusive actions on Jill using his body, though the arrogant god reasons it was consensual. As the man becomes enraged, he reminds him that he still has total control of his being by controlling the weight of his metal leg and trashing him on the wall. Elsewhere, Dr. Turner questions Jill about Nekopo and her adaptation to sexual relations now that her organs are seemingly correcting themselves inside her body. She reveals the blue pills that John gives her to complete her human transformation. Simultaneously, Senator Allgood and Lily review the footage captured on the black box, positively identifying Jill. Using her lacrimal secretions stored in the lab, Jack enhances the olfactory senses of the artificial Dyak to help him track her whereabouts. Later in the day, Jill visits a human anatomy museum, where she amuses herself with displays featuring parts of the human body, including the heart, nerves, and skeletal system. She leaves the building euphoric as she starts accepting her mortal life. Suddenly, agents of the eugenics company grab her from the walkway and airlift her away. After restraining her, the Dyak hunter begins to examine her on a surgical table, despite her protest. Horace phases through the aircraft not long after, kills the agents, including the Dyak, and carries Jill away before it crashes on the ground below. He takes her back into the apartment, where Nekopo is waiting and seals off the bathroom entrance. He assures Nekopo that she needs to rest from her harrowing ordeal, as she will awaken with no memory of her recent experience. He orders him to love her and impregnate her when the time is right. Later, Jill leaves the bathroom and confronts Nekopo about why she was sexually abused the other night. Though she can read his mind, she cannot find the memory of his experience with her. Seizing the opportunity to know her deeply, he encourages her to drink with him. During their session, she becomes strangely infatuated with Nekopo and initiates sex, only to be startled by the coldness of his leg. She becomes rattled, but Nekopo, possessed by Horace, calms her down, though she leaves the apartment shortly after. Jill reaches the snowy outskirts of the intrusion zone and sees refugees going inside, only for their bones to get spit out. John appears, assuring her she must enjoy loving an earth dweller, as he will depart soon. Back in the apartment, Nekopo grows angry at Horace for forcing him to her, but the Egyptian god is adamant about making love to her again now that his time is almost up. Meanwhile, Dr. Turner asks around at the bar for Jill, only for John to give her vague details about her well-being. After he disappears, Inspector Freeb approaches her, believing Jill is the person of interest in the case. Elsewhere, Allgood and Lily meet with a living Dayak who beat Inspector Freeb's face years ago. They feed him Nekopo's leg to fool his senses and track him down. Later, Nekopo reasons with Jill in the bathtub, telling her they must cope with horrors for the time being. He tries to pull her out of the tub, only to dip his arm in the water filled with her blue tears, which will stain his skin permanently. Unbothered, he wraps her with a towel as the pair develop feelings for each other and kiss. They make love, and it is revealed Horus has been inside Nekopo's body all along. Later, when he awakens, the Egyptian god explains Jill's special purpose to procreate with gods, a trait only a few women in the universe possess. Shortly afterward, Nekopo discusses the future with Jill as a human being, and the Dayak slowly creeps out of the bathtub's drain. As it entirely enters the bathroom, John crashes a vehicle into the apartment to rescue Jill and Nekopo. The Dayak tries to grab the bumper, but his limb is severed as the car zooms away. Not long after, Inspector Freeb and Dr. Turner arrive at the apartment and discover the bloody mess Dayak left behind. Sensing danger, they track the pair's vehicle as the Dayak stalks them. After a lengthy car chase with police, John drives the vehicle into the intrusion and leads the couple into its center. Simultaneously, Senator Allgood attempts communication with Anubis and Bast outside the pyramid, only to get sucked inside as the hourglass runs out. Shortly after, John gives Jill a red pill to swallow, which he claims will complete her human transformation. He disappears into the void as they hug, leaving her in tears. Suddenly, the Dayak appears behind Nekopo, only for Horus to destroy it with his powers. The pyramid appears, throwing the dead body of Senator Allgood as Anubis and Bast declare that the god's time has ended. Giving Nekopo the ability to move his metal leg on his own, Horus thanks him for being a friend, wishing him to enjoy the rest of his human life. He caresses Jill, declaring he will never be away from her again now that she carries his offspring. He then departs, accepting his death sentence, as the pyramid disappears. Back in the city, Nekopo is arrested by Freeb for escaping the Globus containment. He interrogates him about the killer, only for the convict to call him a friend. 1 year later,